Archangel Michael says, "I will never speak to you if you skip me now. A big tragedy is coming your way. I am trying to save your life. You will receive your miracle soon. Open this message immediately. There is something urgent in the spirit right now, something that cannot be delayed." The words spoken are not casual. They are a warning, a rescue, and a promise, all wrapped in one divine moment. Archangel Michael is not speaking from a place of fear but from the depths of divine love, protection, and divine timing. When heaven sends such a message, it is not just for information, it is for your transformation, your protection, and your deliverance. This is not a call to curiosity, it is a cry from the spiritual realm for your attention, because your life is standing at a spiritual crossroads. This is your moment. This is your lifeline. Do not scroll away, because this is not just a message, it is your rescue. And I urge you to stay until the end, because every second you listen is a step further from danger and a step closer to your miracle. Comment Amen to receive what heaven is placing before you today. Before anything else, I want you to take one soft, slow breath, and allow these words to reach the deepest place inside your spirit. There is a divine interruption in your life right now. Archangel Michael, God's appointed protector and warrior of light, is standing over you, calling you to pause everything and listen closely. This is not because you are weak, it is because you are precious. The world has been loud lately, pulling your attention in every direction, but this moment is heaven-sent. It is not about punishment. It is about preservation. Something unseen is moving in the spirit realm, and heaven is sounding the alarm, not to scare you, but to shield you. There is a tragedy that has been forming silently, like a dark cloud far in the distance, and while you may not see it yet, heaven does. God sees the trap the enemy has been planning in secret. The people around you may not see the danger, the tears you've cried in silence, or the heavy spiritual weight pressing against your chest, but heaven has seen it all. God sees the attacks forming, the discouragement rising, and the confusion pressing into your soul. But He has not left you alone in this. He has dispatched Michael, the Archangel, not with empty words, but with divine protection, with mighty intervention, and with a firm warning, because God still has a future for you. When the angel speaks, it is not noise. It is a heavenly emergency. It means that the enemy has increased his schemes, and that you, chosen and anointed, are in the middle of a battle you didn't ask for. But the good news is that your Father in heaven has already sent help. That miracle you have been praying for, crying for, breaking for, it is closer than you think. It is at the edge of breakthrough. But the enemy always sends his fiercest winds before your harvest arrives. That is why Archangel Michael is speaking now, urgently. Because something divine is coming, but there is something dangerous standing in the way. You are being pulled away from your breakthrough, distracted and discouraged, just before your miracle unfolds. Heaven is not allowing that to happen. That is why you were led here. You were not meant to miss this divine moment. If you believe this is for you, like this video so others don't miss their moment either. Your miracle has already been scheduled in the unseen. God has already released the answer. The shift is not coming, it has begun. But the enemy is throwing everything he can to delay it, disrupt it, and distract you from it. Do not let him. That sudden anxiety, that confusion, that feeling of giving up, it is not your weakness, it is the enemy's fear. He is terrified because you are stepping into something greater than you've ever touched. He knows the hand of God is on your life. He sees the light that has not gone out, even when you thought you had no more left to give. That is why this warning is not to scare you, it is to awaken you. Because your deliverance is coming. But it requires your focus, your heart, and your full attention right now. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being preserved. God is rerouting the storm, shielding your family, restoring what you lost, and clearing the path that seemed buried. Archangel Michael is not speaking with the thunder of war, he is speaking with the urgency of a guardian. He stands in the unseen realm, not to accuse, but to defend. He carries a sword, not to hurt, but to fight for you. Because something has been trying to choke your faith. But today, God is breathing life back into your spirit. Your prayers have not bounced off the walls. They've reached the throne room. And now heaven is reaching back. Comment 1111 if you believe this is confirmation that something divine is moving in your life right now. Some of you have felt the shaking. Everything around you has felt unstable. Things that once felt safe now feel uncertain. But what you need to know is this: God sometimes allows the shaking not to destroy you but to remove what cannot stay. The shaking is not punishment. It is protection. It is the Father stepping into your story and removing every false foundation so that only His promises remain. And in the middle of that shaking, He sends Michael, His warrior, to whisper into your soul, "Do not give up. You are not alone. Something great is coming, but you must stay close to God." Why is this 7-second brain ritual suddenly going viral? Leaked CIA files have exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the floodgates to wealth. Verified by 4 top labs, this ritual is turning financial pain into prosperity, fast. From massive bills to luxury trips, it's changing lives. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Your life is not about to fall apart. It is about to come together in a way only God can orchestrate. The connections, the timing, the answers, it is all lining up in the Spirit. What feels delayed is not denial. Heaven has simply been preparing your miracle so it fits perfectly when it arrives. But for now, God needs you to stay rooted. To stay present. To not skip this divine moment. Because He is about to reveal what the enemy tried to bury. And He is sending His mightiest to protect your destiny. If you have been weary, know this: God has already made a way of escape. The tears you cried last night were not unnoticed. The silent battles, the quiet breakdowns, the private wars, they were seen by the one who never sleeps. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, sword drawn, guarding what God has promised you. And He is speaking, not out of fear, but out of a desperate love from heaven that wants to keep you from harm and lead you straight into the arms of your miracle. Because you are walking through a moment in your life that has eternal weight. You are not here by accident, and you are not hearing this by coincidence. This is divine alignment. When God speaks, He does not waste words. When He sends a warning, He follows it with a blessing. That's why this message began with urgency, but it continues now with hope. You are not too late. You are right on time. You are hearing what heaven is saying because God is doing something behind the scenes that will soon come into the light. And He does not want you to miss it. You must understand something deeply and clearly. Every attack you've been facing lately, every unexpected pain, every betrayal, every closed door, every confusing delay, it has all been a sign of how close you are to the edge of your breakthrough. The darkness has increased because your light is rising. The warfare has intensified because your calling has become visible in the Spirit. The enemy is not fighting your past. He is terrified of your future. He knows what God has placed inside of you. He sees what is being formed even when you feel lost in the process. That is why Archangel Michael, the angel of protection and divine authority, is standing between you and what was meant to destroy you. His words are not meant to paralyze you with fear. They are meant to position you in faith. God is not finished with your story. You may be standing in the middle of pain, but God is already standing in your promise. The distance between where you are and where He is taking you is being bridged right now through divine protection, spiritual warfare, and heavenly strategy. You don't need to understand how. You only need to stay in the presence of the one who does. Archangel Michael's warning is a mercy. It is heaven saying, I see what you don't. I am protecting what you can't. I am shielding you from what was set up to destroy you. This is why you cannot skip this moment. This is why you cannot let the distractions of life pull you away from what God is doing. The miracle you've been waiting for is already moving through the Spirit toward your life. But to receive it fully, you must stay connected, alert, and surrendered. You must keep your heart soft, your spirit open, and your eyes on God. Because He is not asking for your perfection. He is asking for your attention. He is drawing you into a divine shelter, not to hide you from life, but to prepare you to live it fully. Comment 222, if you trust what God is doing even when it doesn't make sense right now. There are moments in life when heaven interrupts everything for the sake of one person. God left the 99 for the one. He paused storms for the sake of one voice calling out in fear. He stopped in the middle of crowds when one hand reached out in desperate faith. And now, He is pausing something in your life. Not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. You are deeply loved. And the road ahead of you is too important to be left to chance. God is not speaking just to inspire you. He is speaking to keep you, to hold you, to remind you that you are not walking through these shadows alone. Your situation may not have changed yet. The pressure may still be present. But the power of God has already gone ahead of you. Every trap the enemy set has been exposed. Every curse spoken against you is being reversed. Every weapon that was formed against you is now being broken. Not because you fought harder, but because God stepped in. Because the blood of Jesus is stronger than any storm you face. And because when Archangel Michael speaks, it means the atmosphere has already shifted. Something has been defeated in the spirit before it ever reached you in the natural. You may feel tired, but your soul is still standing. You may feel unseen, but heaven is watching you with love. You may feel forgotten, but the truth is, you are favored. And God never stops fighting for His children. You have survived battles that no one else knows about. You've walked through fire and kept your praise. You've prayed even when your heart was breaking. And heaven has not been silent. The miracle you need, the door you've been knocking on, the answer you've been waiting for, it is not just possible, it is already on its way. Is it time you unlock the same CIA secret brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak has revealed a powerful 7-second technique, developed under CIA-funded research and backed by neuroscience. It's helping people magnetize wealth like never before. From debt to luxury, faster than anyone believed. But this miracle won't stay public for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. What God has started in your life, no man can stop. What He has spoken, no lie can cancel. What He has promised, no storm can destroy. But you must hold on. You must stay aligned. Because right now, your obedience is a weapon. Your surrender is a shield. Your faith is not a whisper in the dark, it is a shout in the spirit that is shaking foundations. Archangel Michael is standing beside you, not because you are alone, but because you are in transition. Heaven sends angels when something sacred is happening. And in this moment, heaven is near. God is not delaying your miracle to punish you. He is perfecting it to fit your life in a way that leaves no space for confusion. When it arrives, you will know it was Him. There will be no doubt, no question, no fear. Only glory. Only healing. Only divine alignment. You will not have to force it. You will not have to chase it. You will simply receive what has already been written in heaven with your name on it. But until it arrives, keep walking with God. Keep trusting His voice. Keep holding on to what He promised you. This is a continuation, a deeper unfolding of what heaven is urgently trying to reveal to your heart. The reason the message came to you so strongly, so unexpectedly, is because God is fiercely protective of you. When the enemy plots, God plans. When the enemy attacks, God assigns His angels. When the enemy whispers destruction, God declares life. And right now, your life is under heaven's direct protection because of the weight of what God has placed upon you. There has been an ongoing spiritual tension in your life, an unexplainable pressure that keeps rising no matter how hard you try to find peace. That tension is not a sign of failure, it is the signal of transition. You are standing between what has been and what is about to begin, and the spiritual warfare is evidence that the enemy has noticed what you carry. The reason the battle has felt heavier lately is because the blessing you've been waiting on is no longer delayed, it is approaching. And the enemy always tries to attack right before your life is touched by heaven's fulfillment. But God is not allowing those attacks to reach your soul. Archangel Michael is guarding your path, not because you're fragile, but because your future is fiery with purpose and power. Comment 333 to declare your faith right now, even in the midst of everything trying to shake it. So many times, you've carried pain that others couldn't see. You've walked into rooms with a smile while your heart silently broke into pieces. You've stood strong when the easiest thing would have been to give up. And heaven has seen every moment. You have not been invisible to God. Your private faith has been louder in heaven than all your public victories. When you felt like no one noticed, God did. When you were barely holding on, His hand never let you go. And now, He is sending help, not because you begged, but because you belong to Him. He has written your name in the palm of His hands, and nothing in this world or in the spiritual realm can erase it. You need to know that there are certain battles you're walking through that are not even yours to fight. You keep wondering why it's so difficult, why the weight keeps pressing against you, but what you don't see is that heaven is fighting battles on your behalf even now. Archangel Michael has been dispatched not with soft words, but with strength, with authority, with a spiritual sword that cuts through the darkness. What was meant to destroy your peace, what was meant to rob you of your faith, what was sent to delay your miracle has now been exposed and blocked by the command of God. This is not a small moment. This is not just another day. This is a divine hour. There is a shift taking place in the spirit that will soon show itself in your natural life. You may not see it yet, but it is unfolding behind the scenes. God does not need to wait for perfect timing by human standards. He operates in divine timing, and that time is now. The doors you thought were permanently shut are being unlocked. The relationships that drained you are being removed. The confusion that clouded your mind is clearing. And the path you've been crying for clarity on is being illuminated by the presence of God Himself. The warning from Archangel Michael came not only to protect but also to wake up what has been sleeping in your spirit. The enemy has tried to wear you down, not by sudden storms, but by quiet exhaustion. He has tried to slowly convince you to settle for less, to doubt the vision, to question your worth. But the Spirit of God is stirring something deep inside you again. Your faith is being reignited. Your passion is being restored. Your confidence is returning, not in yourself, but in the one who never stopped believing in you. You were not made to be defeated. You were created for destiny. You are not wandering in circles. You are being led by the hand of God through a process that will bring you into His promises. And though the night has felt long, though the silence has been heavy, though the delays have made your heart ache, know this: the dawn is breaking. And heaven has already gone ahead to prepare a way where there seemed to be none. Your miracle has not been forgotten. It has been protected. So hold on. Keep walking. Keep praying even if the words don't come out right. Keep worshiping even if tears fall while you do. God hears the voice of your spirit louder than anything else. And Archangel Michael is standing between you and the disaster the enemy designed. Because you are chosen. You are called. You are covered. The pain you've walked through is not where your story ends. It's the middle of the testimony that God is still writing. And when He brings it all together, it will be more beautiful than you could imagine. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. You will see the fruit of your waiting. You will hold the promise you cried over. You will walk in the land that God already declared yours. Because what He said, He will do. Not one word has fallen to the ground. Every prophecy, every whisper in the dark, every quiet moment of hope you held on to, it is all being fulfilled in its appointed time. And that time is drawing near. The tragedy the enemy prepared is being overturned by the power of God. What the enemy meant for evil is being transformed into glory. Your tears are being counted and stored. Your prayers are being answered in a way that you will soon see with your own eyes. And your name is still being spoken in heaven with love, with power, with purpose. Do not stop believing now. Do not walk away. The enemy wants you to skip this moment, to scroll past, to dismiss it, but that's because he knows what's on the other side of your obedience. Archangel Michael is speaking because God is moving. And He is moving on your behalf. This is a sacred hour, a time marked in heaven where your name has been lifted, your cries have been heard, and your situation is being touched by the living hand of God. This is not something small. It is a divine intervention. And you were meant to receive this, not by accident or chance, but because you are a chosen one under divine protection. The reason Archangel Michael spoke with such urgency is because God never delays when His children are walking into danger unaware. There has been a spiritual assignment against your joy, your clarity, your purpose, and your peace. The enemy has been watching, studying, waiting for the perfect moment to strike with confusion, isolation, and fear. But God, in His mercy, sounded the alarm and released His mightiest warrior to guard you, not because He saw weakness in you, but because He sees the fullness of your calling and He will not let it be touched. Comment 555 if you feel heaven rising up for you right now, because it is. There are things happening around you that have tried to make you feel forgotten. You've seen people walk away. You've seen opportunities vanish. You've seen seasons change without warning. And through it all, you've wondered if maybe you missed something. If maybe you took a wrong turn. But you didn't. What looked like a loss was protection. What felt like abandonment was God's redirection. He is never careless with the lives of those He loves. He would rather remove something that looks good than allow it to block what He knows is best. That's why Archangel Michael came. Because something was on its way to you that you could not see. And in the Spirit, God said, "Enough." He spoke and shifted the entire course of what was trying to take root in your life. He reached down from heaven and said, "This one belongs to me. This one has a destiny. This one will not be touched." And when God declares something, every force of darkness has to obey. You may be in the middle of uncertainty, wondering when peace will return, when your heart will stop aching, when your mind will stop spinning. But peace is not a thing you chase. Peace is a person. Peace is Jesus. And He has not left you for a second. He is the one walking with you through this fire. He is the one placing angels before your feet and light around your path. He is the one who knows how this ends, and He's promised it ends in victory. The pain has not gone unnoticed. The nights of worry, the mornings of silence, the moments where you've wondered if God still hears you, they've all been seen. And not only has He heard, He has answered. It may not look like the answer you expected, but that's because God doesn't send temporary solutions. He sends eternal healing. He sends restoration that reaches down into the roots of your life and makes all things new. Archangel Michael stands in this very moment like a shield, not only protecting what is coming but preserving what already belongs to you. The blessings with your name on them are not at risk. They are secured in the courts of heaven. Your purpose is not being debated. It has been sealed by the blood of the Lamb. And the voice of God is still speaking over you, words of life, words of strength, words that carry resurrection power even into the darkest corners of your heart. The heaviness you've been feeling is lifting. Slowly but surely, it is losing its grip. You are not breaking, you are birthing something. You are not being crushed, you are being shaped. And every tear that fell in secret has watered the very soil that is now sprouting your miracle. You've planted seeds in faith. You've stood when it felt impossible. You've trusted when the outcome was invisible. And heaven has not let 1 ounce of that go unnoticed. You are not at the end. You are at the edge. You are at the beginning of a chapter so full of redemption that it will silence every lie spoken over you. God is writing beauty from ashes. He is taking what the enemy tried to use for harm and weaving it into something that will carry His glory. Your life is about to reflect heaven's goodness in ways you never imagined. Not because you earned it, but because He is faithful. And because He finishes what He starts. Comment 12:12 if you know something holy is taking place even now as you read this. Your family, your health, your purpose, your finances, none of it is beyond God's reach. You may not see how it all comes together, but He does. He sees the full picture. He sees what's ahead. And He is sending reassurance through this message, through this moment, through Archangel Michael's warning and comfort. Do not give up. Do not walk away. You have no idea how close you are to the promise unfolding in your hands. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful, it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. The tension is a sign that the enemy has failed. His attempts to delay, to destroy, to distract, they've all fallen short. And now, he is panicking. Because the grace on your life cannot be undone. The anointing you carry cannot be stolen. The calling you walk in cannot be revoked. Heaven has made a declaration about you, and no one can silence it. You will rise. You will walk into what was promised. You will see the goodness of God in the land of the living. The heaviness is not the end of your story. It's the sign that your spirit is about to soar. You were not built to break under this. You were created to overcome. Because the Spirit of God lives in you. The same power that raised Christ from the grave is breathing in your lungs. You are not weak. You are chosen. You are not forgotten. You are held. You are not walking through this season without direction. You are being led by a hand that never lets go. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, everything is shifting. In the heavens, in the spirit, in the deep places of your life, God is moving. The angels are moving. And your story is unfolding exactly as He intended. Don't rush it. Don't fear it. Just stay close to His voice. Stay near to His presence. Something invisible has shifted. The voice of Archangel Michael has cut through the darkness, not with noise, but with clarity, power, and a command that no force in hell can override. God has spoken over your life, and everything not aligned with His purpose is being pushed out of the way. You are not being left to fight through confusion alone. You are being guided step by step into something sacred. There are seasons when God moves quietly, and then there are seasons when He makes it known that His hand is present. This is one of those times. He is not hiding what He's doing. He is revealing it slowly to your spirit before it becomes visible to your eyes. It's why your soul has been so restless lately. It's why things you once tolerated now feel unbearable. It's because the Holy Spirit is pulling you higher, and what once fit your life can no longer stay. God is shedding the layers of pain, of fear, of shame, and of doubt, because where He's taking you, you cannot carry those weights. Archangel Michael was sent to deliver a message that demanded your attention, and now that you've heard it, heaven is finishing what it started. Comment 777 if you feel God clearing the path ahead of you even in this very moment. You are being stretched, not because God is punishing you, but because He is making room for something far greater than what you prayed for. You asked for peace, and He is creating healing. You asked for breakthrough, and He is establishing freedom. You asked for a new start, and He is rewriting the entire atmosphere of your life. What you thought was delay was really protection. What you assumed was silence was actually God whispering, "Wait, I'm not done yet." He has been behind the scenes shifting hearts, closing doors that would have distracted you, moving people who were never meant to walk with you into this next season. It may have felt like abandonment, but it was divine rescue. He could not allow your heart to stay tied to things that would have broken you further. You were made for more. And He is making sure you get there, even if it meant pulling you through a wilderness first. He does not lead you into isolation to leave you. He leads you there to rebuild you in private so that when you emerge, nothing can shake the foundation He has placed beneath your feet. Every time the enemy thought he had the final word, God interrupted it with mercy. Every time the darkness tried to pull you under, the hand of God reached further and lifted you up. You may not have seen the battles being fought around you, but you are standing here today because of them. The car that swerved at the last second. The decision you didn't make. The job you didn't get. The friend who walked away. These were not random events. They were the fingerprints of a God who never stopped protecting you even when you didn't realize you needed protection. The power of Archangel Michael's voice was not just in the warning, but in the rescue. He didn't just speak about the tragedy. He came to stand in its path. You have been covered not just by prayer, but by divine appointment. You were marked for survival. You were sealed with purpose. And that purpose is beginning to unfold, even now, in quiet ways and in sudden breakthroughs. God does not need your life to be perfect to bless you. He just needs your heart to remain open. Do not let the shadows around you cause you to doubt the light within you. That light was placed there by God Himself. It cannot be extinguished by trouble. It cannot be erased by failure. It cannot be dimmed by fear. You were created to carry hope in the middle of hopelessness. And even when you feel like giving up, even when your body is tired and your spirit is bruised, the fire of God is still burning inside you. That is why the enemy couldn't break you. That is why every attempt to stop you failed. Because heaven's hand has never lifted off of you, and it never will. Comment 999 if you believe that no weapon formed against you will prosper. This is your time to believe again. To hope again. To dream again. Because you are not standing on the edge of destruction, you are standing at the doorway of restoration. And though the path may have been painful, it was never wasted. Every broken piece, every closed chapter, every unanswered prayer, it's all being redeemed. God doesn't leave anything unfinished. He is the author and the finisher. If He started something in you, He is going to complete it. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. Let the enemy rage. Let the winds blow. Let the voices of doubt shout. None of them can touch what God has sealed. You are not just surviving this season. You are walking out of it with evidence. You are stepping into new levels of grace, favor, and authority. You are not going back to what was. You are being ushered into what has always been meant for you. And when it comes, it will come with peace. It will come with clarity. It will come with no sorrow attached. You may have been attacked, but you are not defeated. You may have been delayed, but you are not denied. You may have been overlooked, but heaven has been watching. You are the one that God is raising up in this generation, not because of your perfection, but because of your surrender. And in your surrender, He is building a testimony that will shake the very gates of hell. So breathe deep. Hold your head high. And keep walking. You are not walking alone. Archangel Michael still stands guard. God still goes before you. And the miracle you have cried for is not just on the way, it is nearer than you know. The voice of Archangel Michael came at the precise hour because what was coming toward you required immediate spiritual attention. There was a force trying to undo the very peace that God has planted inside your heart, but heaven stepped in and said, "This one will not fall. This one will not break. This one will live and not die. Your prayers were not in vain. Your tears were not wasted. And your faith, though tested, has not gone unnoticed." It takes courage to keep walking when the path feels uncertain. It takes endurance to keep trusting when you are surrounded by storms. And it takes deep spiritual strength to believe that God is still working when everything feels like it's falling apart. But that belief, that raw and honest faith, is the very reason heaven is moving mountains for you right now. Because when others gave up, you held on. And God never overlooks the heart that clings to Him through the darkness. Comment 10:10 if you believe that God is holding you through this exact moment. Every moment of your life has been known by God. Every breath, every step, every breakdown, every silent whisper in the night, it has all been recorded in heaven. You've walked through fires that should have left you bitter, but you kept your heart soft. You've faced battles that should have broken you completely, but you're still standing. You've had doors slammed in your face, people turn away, opportunities dissolve, and still, you keep hoping. Still, you keep showing up. Still, you keep believing. And that is why this message is not a warning of fear, but a declaration of your protection. Archangel Michael does not appear unless the atmosphere is shifting. His presence is not casual. It is strategic. It means heaven is doing something on your behalf that cannot be undone. Right now, in the spiritual realm, chains are breaking, contracts of destruction are being cancelled, and traps set against you are being exposed and destroyed. You are not being prepared for loss. You are being positioned for glory. The hardship has not come to take you out. It has come to lead you into the place God designed for you before you were ever born. You have to understand that spiritual warfare is not always loud. Sometimes it comes in the form of delay. Sometimes it shows up as discouragement. Sometimes it wears the face of betrayal. But in every one of those battles, the outcome is always the same for a child of God: victory. Even if you feel like you've lost something along the way, God is already preparing restoration. And what He brings back will be more than what you lost. The enemy doesn't get the final say. God does. And He has already decided that you will rise. This is why the tragedy was stopped. This is why the enemy's plan didn't succeed. Because God saw your future. He saw what would be affected if you lost your joy. He saw the ripple effect if you gave up right now. And He intervened because you are part of something much bigger than you can see. The lives connected to yours. The legacy He is building through you. The light He is releasing into the world through your obedience. None of it can be forfeited, so He sent Michael to speak. To alert your spirit. To open your eyes. And to guard what is sacred in your life. Do not measure your life by the things that have gone wrong. Measure it by the grace that kept you. The accidents that didn't happen. The pain that didn't break you. The battles you didn't even know you were being protected from. God has surrounded you with His angels more times than you will ever know, and right now, His presence is resting upon you in a new and powerful way. Not because you asked perfectly. Not because you've never struggled. But because you are His. You belong to a God who redeems. Who heals. Who takes the ashes of broken seasons and creates beauty so stunning that no one can deny His fingerprints. That's what He is doing in your life. That's why this warning came. Because what you're about to step into cannot be touched by the hands of fear. Your calling is too great. Your breakthrough is too close. Your testimony is too powerful. The enemy tried to silence you, but heaven just amplified your voice. Comment 15:15 if you believe that your story is shifting in your favor right now. This is your reminder that even in the pain, you are being carried. Even in the uncertainty, you are being led. Even in the questions, you are being answered by a God who never stops working. He is not confused about what comes next. He is not panicking about your situation. He already sees the ending, and it is one of victory, one of peace, one of fullness and joy. You are walking through a season that will soon make sense. But until it does, hold on to the truth that you are not alone. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance, instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. When God moves, He does it with precision. Nothing is wasted. Not the waiting. Not the wondering. Not the aching. And right now, every second you have spent in that secret place with Him, every broken prayer, every tear-stained pillow, every worship song sung through pain, it is all being multiplied into a harvest of blessing. He is turning mourning into dancing. He is replacing sorrow with joy. And He is bringing you into a season where peace will not be fleeting, but permanent. The enemy hoped to catch you off guard. But heaven already saw it coming. And now, what was meant to take you down is being used to lift you up. God is rewriting what was meant for harm. He is restoring what was broken. And He is renewing every part of your spirit that has been tired and worn down. You will not leave this season empty. You will come out stronger, wiser, softer, and more full of God's presence than ever before. That is not by chance. That is not human strength. That is evidence of the supernatural protection of God surrounding you, and it is proof that what heaven started in you cannot be destroyed. Archangel Michael's voice entered your life not only as a warning, but as a rescue, because the enemy's plan was real, but God's power is greater. The spiritual battle has been fierce, and though others may not see what you are carrying, heaven sees. The angels assigned to your life have seen your weary nights, your silent tears, your strength when you had none left, and they have stood guard without sleeping. There are moments you were almost overtaken, but something invisible held you back. That was the divine. That was mercy. That was the intervention of the Most High God. He did not forget you. He did not delay your miracle. He protected it, nurtured it, and waited for the exact time when it would bless you, not break you. Comment 1717 if you feel the presence of God settling upon you right now as you read. You may not know the full story of what was meant to happen. You may never know how close you came to something devastating. But what matters is that God saw it coming before you ever did. He is the God who sees the end from the beginning, and He does not react to the enemy, He already reigns over him. When the trap was being set, God already had a way out. When the storm began forming, He already had a plan to calm it. And when your heart began to break, He already had healing prepared. Archangel Michael's words weren't spoken to scare you, they were sent to awaken something powerful in you. Because your life is not ordinary. Your walk is not small. You carry a weight in the spirit that the enemy has tried to interrupt, time after time. But every attempt has failed because of one truth: God's covering never left you. Not for a moment. Not when you doubted. Not when you cried. Not when you felt lost. Heaven never withdrew its protection from you, and it never will. God is not done writing your story. In fact, He's just now turning the page to the part where everything starts to make sense. The part where the weeping ends and the rejoicing begins. The part where you stop surviving and start thriving. He is restoring what you thought was lost forever. He is rebuilding from the ruins. He is giving you beauty where there was once only ashes. And He is not waiting for perfect conditions to do it. He's doing it in the middle of your mess. Right now. Right here. You've been stretched, shaken, and sifted, but you have not been separated from His love. And that's why the enemy is furious. Because even in your lowest moments, you didn't let go completely. Even when the fear was loud, even when the doubt was heavy, your spirit still reached for God. And that reach, that mustard seed of faith, is why heaven has moved on your behalf. The moment you thought God had forgotten you, He was actually drawing closer, positioning every piece of your life to align with His will. Comment Amen to declare you believe what God has already started in your life. There is a reason you were asked not to skip this moment. It's because every word has been timed perfectly by the Spirit. You were supposed to be here. You were meant to hear this. The enemy has been whispering lies, telling you it's too late, you've missed it, it's never going to get better. But heaven is shouting truth right over those lies, and that truth says you are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not hopeless. You are seen, chosen, and held by the one who made you. Your miracle is not a myth. It is real, and it is closer than you think. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was not the end, it was a redirection. God didn't say no to your prayers, He said, I have something better. And when it comes, it will not come with confusion. It will come with peace. It will come with clarity. It will come with such divine confirmation that your soul will know without question, this is the hand of God. The protection of Archangel Michael is not temporary. It is not weak. It is firm, immovable, and completely backed by the authority of heaven. You are not walking through life hoping things go well. You are walking covered, protected, and watched over. Even when your eyes can't see it, your spirit can feel it. That quiet strength, that sudden calm in the middle of your panic, that's the angel of the Lord standing beside you. You're about to see prayers answered that you forgot you even prayed. You're about to see doors open that were once slammed shut. You're about to see healing in areas that have been broken for years. And when it happens, it will not be small. It will be overwhelming in the best way. It will leave you undone in the glory of God. It will bring you to tears, not of pain, but of wonder. Because you will realize He never left. He was working the entire time. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads, and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. This is a sacred hour. Treat it as such. Stay in alignment. Stay in surrender. Don't run back to what God is pulling you from. Don't reach for the familiar when He is calling you into the divine. This is not the season to blend in. This is the season to stand apart. To walk boldly. To speak truth. To live like someone who knows they are chosen. Because that's exactly who you are.